Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Insurgence. Coming up next is the Hardcore Championship match. Jimmy Havoc putting his newly won title on the line against the man he's targeted since his debut, and that man is Dean Ambrose. Ambrose looking for revenge against Havoc after he was spiked on the concrete a couple weeks ago. And you never know who's going to show up at an NLW pay-per-view. And Cody Rhodes, hang on. Cody Rhodes is here, but why is Pentagon out here? He lost the Ultimate X earlier tonight. But why is he out here? And more importantly, why is he attacking? Oh my god! Get him away now. He's essentially assaulted a member of the audience here. And we've been hearing that Cody Rhodes has been hyped for weeks. He was meant to debut soon, that's why he was here. And Pentagon Jr. sneaking out during intermission. And it was 2 segments ago that he lost the Ultimate X. And now he's out here again. What's he trying to prove? Just taking Cody Rhodes over the top of the barricade here. He was at ringside. And, well, I thought he'd left, but nevertheless, Cody Rhodes is going to have to be tended to, but the loser of this match is certainly going to have to be tended to. The loser of this match will be placed on that stretcher and will be pushed over the finish line. But who is it going to be? Is it going to be this man? For his sake, he would hope not. He already knows how it feels to be stretchered out of this building. It happened to him on episode 49 when Jimmy Havoc hit a pole driver onto Ambrose, onto concrete. Ambrose had to be stretchered out, and that is why we have this match now. That was the last time we saw Ambrose. But the best revenge that Ambrose can get will be to take the Hardcore Championship from Jimmy Havoc, who has been taught by his mentor Terry Funk. And it was at Unchained where Havoc first appeared to target Dean Ambrose at the behest of Terry Funk, who is sick of people calling Dean Ambrose the new hardcore icon. I don't know if it's jealousy. I don't know if there's some sort of psychological problem. Maybe it's a deadly combination of both. But regardless, the hardcore champion, Jimmy Havoc, is undoubtedly the most psychotic champion we've had in this company for a very long time. And I don't put that lightly. And he holds the championship high and is clearly somebody who will do anything he can to inflict pain and punishment. He's not just interested in winning this match. He doesn't just want to put Ambrose on that stretcher. He wants to physically punish him first. And that in the end is what you have to do. He holds the championship, and look at Terry Funk already taunting Ambrose. And the match already begins. Irish whip, and now here comes Ambrose with a flurry. The crossbody off the ropes, and now choking out Havoc. And Havoc has made it his mission, along with Terry Funk, to make the life of Ambrose a living hell, costing him a #1 contenders match a couple weeks ago as well. And then, of course, a deadly pole driver. And there's a boot and a drop kick by Havoc to the back of the skull. And that is a sensitive area, that neck and head of Ambrose. And oh no, he's going for it again. And Ambrose rolls out of it, looking for the double underhook, but slams his head into the mat. And that neck is sensitive, and he knows that, and that's why he's going after it. Jimmy Havoc, there's no doubt he's a smart man, despite his psychotic episodes at times, and there you see the chop to the chest. And now going to run at Dean Ambrose, but backdropped over the top rope, and landing flush on that stretcher. And I'll tell you what, that's quite a primitive apparatus. Not a modern stretcher, not comfy at all. And comfort is the last thing on Terry Funk's mind after he got taken out with that suicide dive. And Havoc rolling off the stretcher. As Ambrose, looking at Terry Funk, but he has to contend with 2 men here. It doesn't matter whether it's fair or not. It's within the rules. There are no disqualifications and no countouts in this hardcore title matchup. A stretcher match. There is a finish line at ringside here. The first man to put his opponent on the stretcher And Wheeler over that finish line's going to win. And the suplex onto the stretcher. All Havoc has to do is push him across the line, but there you see, raking him in the eyes so that he cannot be pushed over the rope, or I should say over the line. And that rake to the eyes, and Havoc wisely going back into the ring, making sure he doesn't get put on that stretcher. And here comes Ambrose, but Ambrose caught out on the flatliner, planting his head and neck into the canvas again, and it's a well-placed plan on that neck and head. As it was targeted, oh my god! And that stomp, that curb stomp into the turnbuckle, the back of the neck again. He knows what he's doing, and again the kick to the skull. And it almost seems excessive, but that word doesn't apply in the vocabulary of Jimmy Havoc. There is no excess with this guy. He wants to inflict punishment. Oh, but Ambrose, wise move, catapults the stretcher into the face of Havoc. I believe that Terry Funk is still taken out by that suicide dive. But in comes Ambrose, but rebounds with a lariat. No, the snap Hurricane Rana. And the agility of Havoc is sometimes underestimated because of his hardcore abilities. But that is something that Ambrose has to be wary of. I don't think he's been matched for hardcore recently. Suicide dive! But Ambrose wisely had the stretcher up and made sure that Havoc went face first into it. But he rolls off the stretcher. I don't know whether that was out of instinct or just the fact that he's just dazed. Look at him. And Ambrose is going to continue the assault. Let's take a look at the replay here. This suicide dive by Havoc. But instead, Ambrose held the stretcher out in front of him to protect himself. And it was Havoc going face first onto the stretcher. And now they're far away from that finishing line. I don't know what Ambrose has in store. Look at this. Using it as a skateboard in the crossbody. Cowabunga. Oh my god, I can't believe I just said that. But nevertheless, using that stretcher as a skateboard. And oh, look at this. Havoc was distracting Ambrose while Terry Funk hit that low blow onto Dean, and Terry Funk, oh my god, the power driver onto the floor. I mean, thank god it wasn't on concrete this time, but still, that neck is very fragile, and many are going to question whether or not that Ambrose came back too soon. And after that one, I'm sure many are going to be thinking it, but I'm sure it's just survival at this point. The pile driver, what a punch. That discus punch by Havoc, and Terry Funk has proven effective for Havoc here, and the sleeper hold, wrenching back on the neck, and he wants to break it here. He calls this suicide silence, and Ambrose is fading fast. Not only does he have the arm hooked around the chin, he's got the legs wrapped around the body as well, constricting the airflow. And what is Havoc looking at now? And look at Terry Funk communicating something. What does he want? Ambrose has been knocked unconscious by that suicide silence, and what the hell's that? It looks like a... Yes, it's a branding iron! And we've seen this from Terry Funk in the past. Oh my god, they've taken it too far now. Branding iron! Oh my god! Branding iron off the stomach of Terry Funk! And plants his head into the canvas. Terry Funk's been burned. Terry Funk has been branded at the hands of his own stick. And Ambrose moved, and thank god he moved, but you gotta wonder. Oh my good grief, that's the kind of thing they use on cattle. And they've just used it on Terry Funk. Oh, and he went for the double underhook. But the acid rainmaker takes his head off. And in the melee, the melee caused by that branding iron, Havoc takes advantage. And Ambrose is unconscious from that acid rainmaker. Meanwhile, there's Terry Funk still clutching at his stomach, which was burned by that branding iron. And now Dean Ambrose has been placed on that stretcher, and all Havoc has to do to retain his title is push him over the finish line, but I think that Ambrose got a hand out to stop himself on that stage here. Look how close he was to the finish line, that blue line that he has to push the stretcher over. Oh my god, no. Oh, and surely if he hits this, it'll be over. But Ambrose! Double on DDT! The dirty deeds! Onto the stretcher! And pushes Havoc over the finishing line! And Dean Ambrose is the new No Limits Wrestling Hardcore Champion! But what a war! What a war he had to go through to win that title! Dean Ambrose had to survive the pile driver, and not only that, he nearly got branded for life. But he moved out of the way, luckily for him, and it was Terry Funk who was branded, but then the Acid Rainmaker targeting the neck, and then it was almost the same inverted pile driver that he got hit with on concrete a couple of weeks ago, only this time onto the stretcher. And look at Havoc throwing the stretcher out here in frustration. I don't think he could care any less about Terry Funk's predicament here. He is still clutching at his ribs after being branded by that branding iron. And it was the dirty deeds on the stretcher that did it for Dean Ambrose. And he has got revenge here tonight. Sweet, sweet revenge. Taking that Hardcore Championship. And as Terry Funk still feels the effects of that branding, it is Dean Ambrose who is walking out of here the champion. And at the expense of Jimmy Havoc here. Well, speaking of championships, coming up next, it is for the NLW Tag Team Championships. Rob Van Dam and Raven putting the titles on the line against the Bright Squad, who have just formed in this company. That's the trio of Hideo Itami, Kofi Kingston and Hernandez. They have been causing merry hell throughout this company, and up next it could be a case of, well, history repeating itself. After all, over the past couple of I don't have this on my format. Well, I had it written down that we were scheduled to go for our tag title match, but apparently not. Apparently the Queen is going to grace us with a presence. The No Limits Wrestling Women's Champion. And she does say she's the self-proclaimed King, or Queen of NLW, I should say. She does it with flair, but I want to know why she's out here. There's not a women's title match scheduled, so what's she got to say? At our last pay-per-view Unchained, I became your queen and the women's champion in one of the most brutal contests that this company has ever seen. On that night, not only Trish Stratus, but the entire world found out what I am capable of. I shattered her knee to pieces, and for some reason, more challengers have been coming to try and take my championship. Now, it's undeniable that I am the reason why the women's division has expanded since I've been champion. The likes of Paige, Natalia, and my protege Alexa Bliss have all been here in this company trying to prove why they should be the champion. Now, the commissioner tonight said that I could have the night off if I wanted, but I am a fighting champion, and I will do no such thing. And I said to him, no, I'm a champion. I'm going to defend my championship right here, right now. So it's an open challenge. Who wants to fight me for my championship? Any takers? None? How odd. What about Paige? Oh, Paige. She got annihilated by Alexa Bliss earlier tonight. How about Alexa? You know what? Alexa's a smart woman. She's my protege. She's here to protect me, and she's doing a damn fine job, so she's not coming out here. Oh, what about Natalia? Where is she? Oh, I guess she doesn't have the courage to try and fight me tonight. That's a lie. And what about Trish? Is she back there? Come on. My last chance. Trish, come on out. If you can hobble out maybe, I don't know. Or is she not here? Go figure. I guess the entire roster is just too scared to face me. Lies. I guess all that's left to say is, long live the Queen. Well, it's just lies. Natalia was knocked unconscious, and I guess we know why. It was, what do you suppose this is? hear it. I know Charlotte hears it. She thought she'd taken care of the competition, but more competition has emerged here. This is a legend in this business. This is Lita. And Charlotte looks like she's seen a ghost. Lita, a former women's champion in numerous promotions, and she's travelled the world, she's done it all. And Charlotte thought she was going to come out here and try and pretend as if she was the be-all end-all of women's wrestling after, well, it looks as if she was the one who attacked Natalya earlier tonight. And then, coming out here, cocky as ever. But she's looking into the eyes of perhaps the greatest women's wrestler in wrestling history. And she stares face to face and, well, it's purple, shut up, she says. Oh, she has no business. She doesn't want any part of this. But Lita goes for the twist of fate, but Charlotte gets out of the ring. Well, the open challenge, I guess, was never actually going to be acted upon, and Lita called her bluff. We heard that several top female talents were going to be signed to this company. We've seen that over the past couple of weeks, but this perhaps is the biggest yet. Lita is here in the Women's Wrestling, and Charlotte can walk away tonight, but the fact remains is that one of these days she is going to have to go one-on-one with all the women she's attacked, all the women she's insulted, and Lita may be priority number one. Well, that is huge news, but as I was saying earlier before Charlotte made that open challenge, quote-unquote, was the tag title situation. I was talking about the Riot Squad and the path of destruction that they've led. They've broken the legs of the Young Bucks. They've broken the legs of the Lucha Dragons. Is Rob Van Dam and Raven next? We're going to find out. And also a quick update for you on the status of Cody Rhodes, who earlier tonight was injured by Pentagon Jr. It looks as if he had his arm broken. That's not the case, however. His injury is significant enough that it will delay his debut in this company. So there's that update for you, but I'll tell you what, here's a trio that's been causing injuries left and right. This is the Riot Squad. They are made up of Kofi Kingston, Hideo Itami and Hernandez. They've broken the legs of the Young Bucks. They've broken the legs of the Lucha Dragons. And tonight, they want to break the legs of the Tag Team Champions and take those Tag Team Championships. And it looks as if it's going to be Hideo Itami and Kofi who are actually going to be officially in this matchup. But with Hernandez at ringside, he is going to be a crucial factor. But you listen to the ovation that the NLW Tag Team Champions are getting, and you can tell how popular they are. Rob Van Dam and Raven, who formed shortly before WrestleMania, and it was at WrestleMania where they won the tag team titles in a TLC match. And look at this, not wasting any time, going right after Kofi and Hideo, and it is Hernandez who's staying on the outside, and the referee's going to have to watch that carefully. But you see that clothesline by Raven, and these guys, this tag team of Van Dam and Raven, they're not going to go down without a fight. And look at this, split leg drop over the barricade to the back of Hideo Itami. And Supermex is looking on, not an official member of this matchup. And look at this, Raven's already got a chair and they're irate. Oh, but look at this, Hernandez not even in the match. And there you see the chair to his face in the Van Daminator. And it's a good thing he's not part of this match, because otherwise they would have been disqualified, were the tag team champions. But Hernandez been taken care of for the moment. And Kofi has also taken care of Raven, so now we're down to two. Van Dam and Kofi. There's a kick, but misses the kick. Does Kofi misses the back and went for the trouble in paradise, or I should say the Jamaican Me Crazy, that boom drop, but instead a leg drop of his own from RVD. And now the drop toe hold, and again these quick tags are the reason why they are the tag team champions. And although before their tag team title run weren't necessarily tag team guys, but they're working effectively over the past couple of months, but went for Rolling Thunder, and it was Kofi Kingston who rolled to the outside. And Kofi Kingston, let's not forget, he's a former tag team champion in this company. But look at this. Van Dam looking for the tope over the top. But it was Hernandez who got up in nick of time and pulling Kofi Kingston out of the way to safety. And now, Raven is worried for his partner. We'll take a look at the replay again. And look at his back. Watch it. Doesn't stop at all. All of the momentum onto his back and falling flat on the thin mats below. And then the springboard moonsault. And Raven desperately wants the tag, but at the moment it is Van Dam getting stomped away. Another double team tactic, sunset flip into a penalty kick by Hideo. And the man formerly known as Kenta throughout Japan and across the US is a lethal series of kicks is what he's known for, and again you see on display there the kick right to the jaw and could have broken the jaw of Van Dam. And Van Dam's in a daze, not for the first time, but look at this. Counters out. Kofi Kingston into the Northern Lights. And then the sit-out leg drop. And that's the opening that he needs to make the tag to his partner, who is eagerly awaiting it. You can see Raven desperately wants the tag. They know this is probably the toughest challenge yet. And there's the SOS by Kofi Kingston stopping Van Dam from making the tag. Last month at Unchained, it was Van Dam and Raven retaining their titles in a fatal 4-way, but two of the teams in that match had their legs broken at the hands of this team, the Riot Squad, and he went for the axe handle, but got caught with a frost kick. Hideo knocked for 6, and Hideo makes the tag to Kofi. Or does he? He's trying to make the tag to Kofi. But here's Van Dam. He can't make the tag, and now a fresh man's in for Raven and Van Dam. Raven, bulldog to Hideo. And Raven, a former hardcore champion here. Oh, but it's Kofi looking to get hardcore, but the drop toe hold on the chair. And of course would have been disqualified had he used it. Oh, the Van Daminator. Raven throwing the chair at Hernandez for a second time and gets caught with a Van Daminator. Another rolling thunder to Kofi. And now, being a former tag champion is not helping Kofi Kingston at the moment. Whipped into the corner. Monkey flip. Into the Raven effect. There it is. Even flow DDT. And now the icing on the cake. The 5-star frog splash. But there's Hideo to stop it. Takes him off of the top rope. And now Raven looks to go after Hideo Itami. And they're brawling in the ring, but while they're brawling in the ring, look at this! Hernandez with a border toss, my God! Landing Rob Van Dam right on his neck, and RVD has been taken out while the referee's been trying to gain control in the ring! Oh, but went for the running knees, did Hideo. And now the Raven effect! Oh, the missile drop kick! The missile drop kick by Kofi, and the referee, while Van Dam was getting worked over by Hernandez, was trying to make sure that one of these guys got out of the ring. And now Raven on his shoulders. GTS into the Trouble in Paradise.
1,
a lethal
2,
combination.
3.
And he gets it. And just like that, we have new tag team champions. And it didn't take as long as some critics were expecting. And in fact, the Riot Squad, in their first title match, have won the NLW Tag Team Championships. Well, look at this. While the ref was distracted on the inside, the third man, Hernandez, with the border toss on the outside and then the missile drop kick, saves Hideo from the Raven effect, and then it was the GTS straight into the Trouble in Paradise. Raven was knocked out. And, my God. Well, they outsmarted the Riot Squad this past week, but tonight it seems as though the Riot Squad have outsmarted the now former tag champions. And while Raven is being worked... Oh no. Did you see that? He had the chair on the leg. And he looked to do the same thing that they did to the Young Bucks and the Lucha Dragons by breaking his leg. It's around his goddamn neck! They've taken the championships! And now they may have taken a career. Van Dam desperately covers his tag team partner to make sure the onslaught stops. But they've got what they wanted. They've got the attention of everybody in No Limits Wrestling. And they are a force that's here to stay. New tag champions are the Riot Squad. Well, a Riot's going to be started when we come back. It is no holds barred. These two beasts set to collide. The Beast incarnate Brock Lesnar versus the Animal Batista. It's in our next part. No holds barred. Batista and Lesnar.